everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another interview with a former Face of Horror scam contest. I have Jennifer with us today. Jennifer, welcome to the Horror Room.
Hey, Travis. It's nice to be here.
Good to see you. I was about to say Face of Horror. No, that's not me.
I tried.
Yes.
What can I say?
So tell us about your experience being in the Face of Horror competition.
Well, it was kind of it was up and down. Like at first they make this grand intro, like, hey, you've been accepted into this contest, which when I was going into it, the only thing I really looked for was to see if there was a winner from last year, which there was, Whiskey Tango. And I'm like, one of the things I actually said to my daughter, I'm like, you know what? I think I have a chance at possibly winning this. Like, I'm like, these pictures, I'm like, I could definitely take pic. No offense to Whiskey Tango, but there's no professionalism. There's nothing. And I think that also gives a lot of people higher expectations because they're looking at this stuff, people with talent, and which I have. I've seen a lot of talented people
Mm-hmm.
enter this contest, lose this contest. Um, to basically people that are coming through with 1-2 photos. There's nothing horror about it.
And now, do you agree with the statement that I've made before that it's impossible to win this contest with free votes?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a couple people, I think I was telling you before, I was in a few horror groups. I was fortunate enough to get votes from there. I got support. The other group, Bless a Broke Bitch Today, it was, as long as, you're not asking for any money, you had a lot of people willing to help out. It wasn't really until I put or my family, I should say, like $100, $200 on votes or whatever like that, that I would move up in the rounds. Now, one of the interesting things is I had a lot of these free votes and I wasn't going anywhere. I got up to second place for up to the last 2 weeks of the competition. And all these votes I was buying, I wasn't able to go up. Like my free votes were counting. And then I got axed like a couple hours before because I refused to buy any more votes. I was like, man, this is a scam. And it's a very long scam, by the way. I think a lot of my family, they got sick of, well, you're still in the competition. Like we already gave,
Hmm?
so and so much money.
And it's so. I was actually talking to somebody recently, and I was saying that the contest. So I was in the contest last year, but the contest is so deceptive, and it causes you as a contestant to be deceptive also because I was because you don't want to tell your family and friends that there's 6 fucking rounds.
9,
So
actually.
nine, I'm sorry, 9 rounds. You don't want to tell them that. You want to because you want them to keep supporting you, for a short period of time. If you were honest with your friends and family and you said, well, this is going to go on for 2 months and this is going to be 9 rounds with hundreds of thousands contestants, they probably wouldn't support you. They would say, whoa, 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 this is a scam. So you automatically start lying yourself as a contestant and telling them, hey, I'm in first place. There's only a couple more days left. You leave out the part that this is the first round or this is the first step. You begin lying to people.
I still haven't told my family and friends like how bad I actually was in the contest, to tell you the truth. Because a couple of them are like, well, I saw you were in second place. And then, of course I went down to third. And it's just like, yeah, and like, oh, well, how did that work out? Because it basically I was in the contest for over a month, like, because like, like we were saying before, there's 9 rounds basically.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at least buying your way to, okay, well, top 10, top 20, you at least want to fit in that. And I think that's a lot of these people. It's like, well, I'm not going to advance unless I have somebody, plopping down money each and every week.
Exactly. And that's a lot to ask of people. I mean, and now I'm pretty sure you see my video that was released yesterday.
But you
The
did a very good job, by the way. It's about time somebody, like, basically put all this shit to rest. Okay, you know what? This is a scam. It's, what? If you really want to join after knowing these facts about the contest, then be my guest. It's kind of one of those things. But
Mhm.
they're leaving a lot of stuff out about this. And I think it's important that you got it across.
Thank you, thank you. And even so, even like putting out these facts, I get a lot of naysayers who have been scammed, but they're like, "Oh, you're being a sore loser. You're being bitter." Why wouldn't somebody be a sore? Why wouldn't someone? Isn't that the natural instinct of somebody to be
I'm being
bitter?
a sore loser about my friends and family losing so much money.
Exactly. Well, why would I not be bitter that I got scammed? It's not that I lost; it's that I got scammed. You know,
Yeah.
it's an awful feeling.
Well, really, because they're giving you all these encouraging things. And even that dashboard, when you think you're talking to Jim, you think he's answering you back. When really it's these generated messages being sent to the thousands of contestants. So they're basically scammed into thinking they're doing better than what they actually are doing.
And I agree. And so something I brought up in a lot of my videos, which most people forget, is you go onto gyms, you go onto Rogue Morgue, you go onto Kane Hodder's, you go on any of their social media. August 18th is the last day any of them mentioned of 2022, but by the way, not this year. 2022 is the last time they even bring up anything about this competition.
Yeah. Which, if you're promoting something in Kane Hodder, I would expect him to be, hey, why don't you participate in my contest? The winner gets this. And yeah, you could tell he leaves a lot out. He doesn't want to really talk about.
He promotes everything. He promotes every horror convention he's going to be at. He literally does.
You know what? And I've been to a couple of them, and like you said before, like he's at all of them. He's at
every
almost all of
single.
them.
He said, I go to all of them. I met him twice. Nice guy. That's why I felt bad making that piece, but I was like, okay, people are saying, well, maybe he doesn't know, but how do you not know? Like, because he is the face of horror. They're plopping his face on there. He's making it, he's validating that this is legit by them. If they didn't have Kane Hodder on there and they just had Jim, nobody would think this was real. Nobody would sign up. By
Nobody's
then,
gonna want to sign up to
nobody's
see
gonna sign
Jim.
up. Nobody knows who the fuck Jim is. I don't know. And I interview indie filmmakers. I don't know who the fuck Jim is. I should know who Jim is, but no one is coming to that competition. They're coming to that competition solely because of Kane Hodder, and Kane Hodder makes this look legit, and he validates it. And the fact that he doesn't do research on it to say, "Hey, what is this about?" He's just like, "Give me the money. I'll be there. I'll cut this fucking video and be done with it." But I'm not promoting it. Like I mean, it's that's. I mean, he's a part of it. He's a part of the scam. I don't care if
Yeah,
he's a great actor, nice guy, whatever. He's part of the scam. He's
there's
the face
definitely
of
a
the
lot
scam.
left out. There's definitely a lot left out that they don't really let you know throughout this competition. And I even wondered, I'm like, why would Kane want to add himself to something like something like this where there is like 2,500 or 1,500 different like groups of people? Because people do, they see, oh great, I'm in first place, I'm in second place. Well, you know what, it's not going to be very long. It's a short-lived victory because the thousands other people are going to come up in the next rounds. And I mean, it's almost like lottery chances when you think about it.
It is. It's worse. I mean, and then you also have to credit in the thousands of bots who are not even real people that are in this competition. You
Well,
know,
that's even in these groups that I was in. It's well, here, drop your links here, and not even a couple seconds later, you have, hey, do you want to win this competition? And of course, like you said in that last video, you can't. That's cheating. That's easier for them to give you the boot.
yep.
There are people eager to win this competition and that want to win this competition, and they're willing to do it that way. I mean, but a lot of people I talked to were out, and it's the final rounds. They didn't even make it to the semifinals or like the halfway finals, and they're out thousands of bucks. And they finally
Thousands.
just, hey man, I'm done. No, I don't have enough money to win this contest, and
It's sickening because so many people have emptied their savings accounts and everything. They have. I mean, you've seen the last video of, but actually, let's talk about the last video I did, which is the Facebook groups. You're part of the same groups that I'm referring to.
yes,
Is there
both of them
anything?
actually.
But is there anything that I said that's untrue about those groups?
No, pretty much right after you drop your link, they know how to hit you up. And obviously, these admins are letting them in. They play stupid for the reasons why they let them in. Oh, well, it's an open group, it's to everybody. But I mean, a lot of these contestants, they don't want to be like disqualified. They want to win the right way. Like you interviewed Jaden, he was in the group. I mean, he was climbing up a door frame taking pictures, and
Hmm.
he was like pleading with people, "Hey, man, can you vote for me? I'm trying to do this a legit way." And it's unfortunately it's money over talent. I mean, if you have the money to win this, it's still not even worth it because somebody's going to end up having more money than you that wants it more than you.
I agree. And you've seen what my statement, which are that like people like Rochelle and people like this guy Bob, they are fueling the fire. You know what I mean? Like as soon as you're negative about anything, no, 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 you need to try more. You need to put more money into it. And like, what is? And that's why I asked Rochelle when I was like, "What is your agenda in this?" Like, it doesn't make any sense that. And you know what her excuse for making that contest was? She was getting booted out, and she decided to make a contest for contestants to post their links for the public to see. Now, is there anybody in that group that's in the public? They're all contestants.
Most of them are past contestants. Supposedly there's some family of contestants that are in the group. Um, I know a couple of them, like their mom or whatever, was sharing their link. You know, it's not really an open. Like I don't really know why would you let bots in, because a lot of the contestants, including myself, I don't want to out these people, and I don't want to lose to somebody that's cheating. So I was like, hey man, like, and a lot of my comments, like, I don't know so much in Rochelle's group, but a lot of my like negative stuff where I was outing these people was deleted immediately or after a couple days.
Yeah, do you think it's weird that when I post those videos about revealing that this was a scam, that they were deleted and I was blocked out of the group?
I saw that. That was crazy because you were starting to actually be like, "Hey, this is what's going on." It seemed like they kind of shun you out pretty quick. I'm like, "Hey, Travis, it's good to see you in the group." But yeah,
But
everybody else, and like you said, it was if somebody's working or promoting the contest, they don't want any negativity. So yeah, they blocked that shit right out.
yeah, because like if you were in your mind was like, oh my goodness, this might be a scam, where she said, I never disagree with anything said. Well, why would you not want people to make the decision on their own? Why would you want people to waste their money and time in a competition that's not real? Why wouldn't you want them to know the truth unless you had an agenda?
Yeah. I mean, most of us only really checked. Like, I mean, I had heard about it last year, the contest, but there was no winner, obviously. But I only checked to see that there was a winner this year because it was fairly new last year, like when you joined,
Hmm?
and obviously you didn't know any of this stuff going
No,
in
I
either.
did. I went into it blind, and that's when like at the end I waited a couple months, and that's when I made the first Face of Horror scam video because wait a minute, they haven't announced a contestant. They say we're gonna post something on Road Morgue, all of this stuff, and nothing. And then it wasn't until 3 months later that's when they post out those raggedy ass pictures.
Yeah. And they are bad, by the way. And that gives people looking at them being like, this might be easy for me to win. Look at, and no offense to Whiskey Tango, by the way, but
But do you think those do they look like they were taken by a professional photographer from Rogue Morgue?
it doesn't look like it's a $15,000 photo spread. Absolutely not.
Because that's what they're taxing. They're charging you and taxing you for the $15,000 photo spread. Does that look like a $15? That looks like something somebody took on their iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? And especially me, that I went into the contest. I'm like, Rue Morgue magazine. I mean, I was buying that magazine as a kid. So I'm like, hell yeah, I want to be in Rue Morgue. Hell yeah, I want to walk in movie role. And like what you posted before, um, what Whiskey Tango said, no, I didn't get that walk on role. It was something that
Wrong.
I wanted. Well, you're not going to get the Rue Morgue magazine either because they're not going to attach themselves to something like that, or they haven't, at least not yet.
I haven't. Here's something else, and this is something in my next video. Rogue Morgue has not posted those pictures in their magazine. You can Google it. You can look it up and down. Those pictures are not posted in Rogue Morgue's magazine. from last year.
I believe it.
You can go onto Buffalo Bill's house. That's where they did what's it called. They did not post any of the pictures of where the pictures took place on their website or anything at all. Nothing.
Another thing, you know what I want to bring up? They bring up like on the grand prize trip that you get flown out to California for this amazing photo spread. Buffalo Bill's house is in Pennsylvania, like a
It's in
shitty
Pittsburgh.
town in Pennsylvania.
It's in Pittsburgh. I know.
Okay, that's more by where you lived. I was wondering where.
Yeah, because I live in Baltimore. I was like, well, I can fucking drive there. You don't gotta fucking fly me if you're gonna charge me that much. Like for like, no.
Yeah, so I was wondering that, and I live in Pennsylvania, so I'm like, if I do win, I'm gonna get like to the other side of Pennsylvania.
Exactly. But I think this year it's in California or somewhere at some fucking hotel or something that was on American Horror Story or something. But like, I don't know. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, they're taxing you. The grand prize taxable amount is $35,000, right? So they're taxing you off of that, and the cash amount is $13,000. So they're taxing you off of $35,000, and they're taking your taxes right out there. So you're walking away. If I do the math, it's $4,500. That's what you're getting. You're getting $4,500,
I've
and
heard you say that before. That's crazy.
and a lot more people are definitely investing way more than $4,500. Listen,
I think they're investing more than $10,000. Some of these semifinalists.
I 100% agree. Listen, you can meet Kane Hodder at one of these conventions, $60 all day. Like the combo, get a selfie, talk to him, and autograph. $60 all day.
Oh yeah, I met him a couple times. Really cool guy. Would do kill pose pictures at me and my daughter. Just sign a couple things. Actually, no, it's on the other side. I have his autograph up on the wall in my room.
I mean, you can stay at Buffalo Bill's house for the weekend for $500. I mean, where we're at now, we're at $600. $600 to do all this, and guess what? You can hire a friend to take their iPhone and take a picture of you with Kane Hodder at when he's there. Like, I don't see where they get that $35,000 price from.
No, and it's probably a photographer that's actually hired from them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that's a $15,000 grand prize, though.
No. There's no way in hell those shots were shot by a $15,000 photographer. No.
There's a lot of the contestants' pictures, and I'm sure you'll agree with this one, are better than the pictures at Whiskey Tango.
Way better. The pictures I take on my phone look better than that. But it kind of looked like they had her under like witness protection or something. Like they had her with a bad wig on and some sunglasses. Like it was like they didn't want people to see who her real identity was.
Was that a wig?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a wig.
Oh my god! I'm like, is that her real hair? I'm like,
no,
oh.
But other thing is,
it was bad. If anybody, whoever didn't see it, it's pretty. It's not quality.
It's horrible pictures. Horrible. But the other thing is too. Don't you think that the past winner shouldn't they have her in the video? Hey guys, it's me, Whiskey Tango. I'm the original face of horror. Who's gonna be? There's no video of her or anything. It's like she doesn't even exist in this competition.
She doesn't really say much about this contest, if you noticed.
I know. And isn't that a red flag?
Yeah. Even, you know what? And I went on her Instagram page. Somebody asked her about the money. Like, they're like, did you get the whole $13,000? And she didn't really. It was kind of like a blasé response, like, oh, I didn't pay any taxes yet, or just something like she's not saying much. It's kind of hush. What? Yeah. And I imagine they probably have her sign something like, do not say anything negative for the face of horror, or.
Yeah, she seems like she's under witness protection or something when it comes to this competition. People ask me if I interviewed her. She's not going to come on my channel. She's not going to come on anybody's channel.
No.
Jem's not going to come on. Kane Hodder's not going to come on. None of them are, because it's weird. It's a weird situation. I don't think no one wants to be attached to this. And I mean, it's a good reason why. It's a scam.
Well, I had mentioned, I'm like, how do all these people know how to contact us? And it's because, like, if you got caught cheating, that would be an easy way to kick you out of the contest.
And that's why I said in the thing, that's what they do. People like Rochelle they're indirectly employed by Face of Horror to eliminate people out of the contest. I don't care what anybody says. That's what it is. Because if I right now was going to create if I'm in a face of horror competition and I'm trying to get people to vote for me, why would I allow other people to come in and post their shit?
Yeah.
I mean, does that make any sense? I mean, there's no second prize, there's no third prize. Why am I so adamant on other people posting their stuff?
Yeah, I hear you. She's somewhat like promoting it in a negative way for these bots to like hit you up, first of all. Um and then second of all, you anything negative is just, I mean, it's 50-50, but a lot of stuff is kind of brushed under the rug. And it's more or less, let's be positive now, and no talk. Nobody really talks bad about the contest in those horror groups without it being removed within a day or two.
Yes, so like if you say something bad, you will be gone quickly, quickly. Because I mean, there was another guy in there. He was, I think his name was Greg, but he was constantly saying, "This is a scam. This is a scam." Greg disappeared. Like he dropped off the face out of that group quick,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy. I'm like, well, if you want, listen, we're at the end of the day, we're all adults, right? If don't you want people to make this decision on their own? Like, how is my videos interfering with someone if their mind is made up that they want to go, this competition is real, they want to go on with it? How does sensitizing what I'm saying do anything? Unless,
It's kind of like living in oblivion, like, in a bubble. They want everybody else to be on that same wavelength where, people are thinking that this is a fair competition still, or not as jaded as it is. They don't want everybody to know there's actually hundreds of thousands of competitors, and you don't really stand too much of a chance at the end of the day. Like, a lot's hidden. And you know
but why
what?
would
When
you
I
do
first
that?
I when I first entered the contest, I kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt when I read that, like, oh, there are so many groups and the rest of the groups will come together. I'm thinking, what, 50, 100? Because you get that intro where
Mm-hmm.
you are like invited to this contest, and
It's
you
vague.
yeah, you think you're talking to Jim, and you're talking to, like, you're interacting with these people, and that they think you're important enough to be the next face of horror. But really, it's all these people getting the same message. It's pretty much like, I dropped hours before it was time to, like, move on to the next round. And it's that, like, do I have, my friends and family, like, plot more money into something, or am I done because I realize I don't have enough money to win this?
It's a bad feeling. It's a bad. I'm telling you, I felt after I got number one, it was stressful because yeah, I
Oh
was in
yeah.
first place. I was in first place. I was like, oh, and then like you're constantly checking like a crackhead, and you're constantly looking at your fucking like a fucking crackhead, and you're hounding all of your fucking friends to vote. And if they don't vote, you unfriend them. You're nasty to them. What? Hey man, I thought we were fucking friends. Why aren't you fucking voting? And you're just hounding people, hounding people. And then like when you
I shared my
finally
link thousands, at least 1,000 times or more.
it's embarrassing. Listen, I'm so embarrassed. I am so fucking embarrassed on how stupid I fucking probably sound and look. And I kind of wish somebody would have made a video then, or somebody would have told me, "Hey, dude, you know it's a fucking scam, right?" If one person would have told me that, I'm an intelligent person. I would have the wheels would have went off my brain, be like, "Oh, damn, that is a scam. Thank you for telling me that."
Well, when I was like sharing my link and stuff, one of the guys or whatever, they're like, this is a scam, right? And it was like, you hear it a couple times, and it's like, well, yeah, I really, I hope not. And it's, this is when you're like a couple $100 down in the hole, you're kind of scratching your head. Well, maybe I did involve myself in something that's not really legit. That is scamish, because they are making millions of dollars off of this, and they're
Million.
making more money than they made last year.
And they have like 20, and the one individual who runs this has 20 different competitions a year going out. So like he or she, who you, by the way, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can find out who the individual who's running this competition directly is. That will be up Friday. But this person's running like 20. I mean, they got 40 in Fab, Maxim, a skater one, a sneakerhead one. I mean, I just saw they got a bakery one. Like, it's a whole bunch of fucking this competition. This person is making millions of dollars, and I'm kind of jealous that I didn't think of this scam.
But then again, we'd have to have Kane Hodder be there. Hey, I'm promoting this contest. You know, if we could get somebody like that, yo, we might be able to get something like this together.
See, but this is what I'm thinking. I don't think they paid Kane Hodder enough money. You know what I mean? I don't think they gave him enough piece of the pie. I feel like they gave him enough piece of the pie, he would be more into this competition. I think I said in my last video, I think he might at the most got 100 grand. Now you gotta realize this last competition made $8 million, and they're using his fucking face. They're using his face and his name to make this contest legitimate. So I'm assuming they probably gave him 100 grand. And I asked somebody.
I would think so, because think of how much he'd make in his Jason video or movies or whatever.
Yeah.
You know how much he made when he was doing Victor Crowley or that.
Which is not he was probably making 100 grand probably for each one of those movies, which is not a lot of money. But so somebody, Abigail or somebody posted a thing, was common knowledge what his finder's fee is to take photos. Okay, that is coming to a convention and taking photos, right? He's probably getting $3,000 for that just to show up. But this is a competition, scam competition, and they're using his face and his name. He's definitely getting more than $3,000. He's definitely getting 100 grand at least. I think that's the most they probably give him. But and the reason I'm saying 100 grand is because if it was a couple million, I think Kane Hodder would be more into this competition. You know what I mean? I feel like he would be more like, I have to put more work in this. But he's like, fuck it, 100 grand to use my name and my picture in this recorded video from last year. Hey, have at it. And I got to show up at the end of this competition. You're gonna fly me out to take a picture with someone with a bad wig and some sunglasses on, and snap at your iPhone, 3 pictures, pop, and I'm out of there.
Well, the thing I said to my daughter, I'm like, oh, I saw the pictures from last year. I'm like, I think I definitely have a chance of winning. Like, we could definitely do my makeup and stuff better than that.
That was a professional photographer, by the way. That was their professional photographer who took those pictures.
It had to have been the guy that does Jem's makeup.
I'll stop.
It is pretty bad, though.
It is pretty bad. Like, but I'm just saying, listen, my whole thing is if even if you believe that this thing was legit, if you watch 2 of my videos, any 2 of the probably 8 I have out, you'll be like, maybe this is not.
You know more. You're more like whatever's going on, like in like the Facebook groups, and if you watch your videos, it kind of starts coming to you like that. This isn't right. And for the people that haven't really gone through this, and you know, you're gonna get depending on what group you go to, you're gonna get pestered by these bots. And then like when you're down, like you can't go to cheating, so you're automatically out if you do, or else you're buying all these votes. You're gonna be in the hole like a shit ton of money.
I'm interviewing indie filmmakers on a regular basis, and not one of them says, I know who Jim Villandola is, and this contest is legit. Every single one of them, even Art the Clown commented on my thing that this thing is a scam. Like from Terrifier, like it's not legit at all. None of the horror groups won't even allow those guys to even post. Have you even noticed a lot of horror groups say, do not post your favorite piece of horror crap in our groups? Yeah. Because they know it's a scam.
And you know what? It's like one of my favorite things. I'm like, I always wanted to be in a horror movie, and
Me too. That's why I joined.
You know, and it's just giving people false hope, really, and you know, it's really hurting their wallets because you really don't have much of a chance of winning this. And like, I mean, you kind of got to the same part that I got. I mean, it's like after a month, you're sharing your link, you're doing this. It gets more humiliating because you know you get some negative people. You come. It's near humiliating, like just going through this like task every day, begging people like vote for me, and
you go into your own bank account, your own bank account, and giving family money to go ahead and vote for you. Like it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I've done that.
Well, after like week 3, 4, nobody really wanted to be like, like, hey, we already donated towards
No,
your
no.
your cause or
And the worst part about it was I made this ad up too, and I said, in the ad, I said, hey, it's at end of the year. I knew a lot of people were in the real estate industry, right? And I said, hey, it's the end of the year. You need some tax write-off. Vote for me, and you can write this off at the end of the year because it's going to Plan B, right?
they
But if
get
you
to write
read,
it off.
but if you read at the bottom, it says that these donations do not count. You cannot write these donations off at the end of the year. Who does that? And you know the reason why? Because they are writing all that off at the end of the year.
Like 75% of all your vote money isn't enough. They get to write it off too.
It's a scam. So people who say, "Oh my goodness, it's going to a good place," is it though? Like, yes, it's going to a good place, but they're using that money for a good place to save them money.
Yeah.
So
It's not right because I mean if at least if you're donating or your friends are donating, they should be able to use it as a tax write-off.
that's right off. That's what I thought. That's what I was telling people that I was even for myself. I was like, oh my goodness, I can use all this for a tax write-off at the end of the year. But if you read the description, you cannot write that shit off. And there's nothing. I don't care if it's St. Jude's. I don't care if it's Susan G. Komen. You can write all of that shit off. If you have someone who runs a 5K and you donate money to support them, you can write that off. There's no such thing as a donation that you cannot write off as a charitable contribution. None of it, except for this fucking scam ass contest.
Even really, how would you know? Because it's all little letters in the
It's
rules
small,
of the contest.
and you got to read it.
Yeah.
And even like the tax thing, I didn't even see the tax thing until somebody brought it up to me this year with a competition thing. Somebody made a post about it in one of the horror groups, the filmmaking groups, and I was like, oh my goodness, I would have been so fucking pissed last year if I would have only got $4,000. I would have been so fucking pissed.
Yeah. And that's what it ends up being because they value that at 15,000. Your plane tickets at like towards 7. Whatever your hotel.
It adds up to be $35,000.
But you know what? One thing I was happy about was that they had Kane's pick at least this year. I don't know, how that's going to boil over, because supposedly that prize package is only worth 7,000. I don't know if you knew about that one.
But still, isn't that for you to go? Where are you going to take? I said I don't know about it. So where are you going for that one to take a picture?
I'm not really too sure on that. I think it's just more or less like Kane's pick, and you get like a photo op with Kane, but you don't get any money. There's no money involved, and they value that at like 7,000. So I guess it's like they probably fly you and a friend out to take pictures
and fly you back. But Jennifer, listen, you can meet King and Hatter for $60 at any horror convention.
Yeah, I met Kane, and that was what was hard for me to like comprehend, because if you meet Kane, like
he's a sweet, nice guy. He's a nice guy. Like people were saying that I was bashing Kane Hatter in that last video, which I was towards the end. But at the same time, was anything I was saying was untrue. I mean, Kane Hatter, people think that Kane Hatter is worth millions. He's not. He is worth 1 million. That's not worth millions. I said that Kane Hatter was a burn victim, so he probably has a lot of medical issues, bills that he still has to pay. Is that? I mean, that's public knowledge.
I think maybe Kane's ignorance and like not wanting to know about this competition isn't really an excuse for.
It's not an excuse.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse. I mean, to say I don't know, my manager is taking care of this or something like that. Hey, they offered me $100,000. I just, from you, my name and face.
Like,
I didn't do my research.
The whole situation isn't an excuse. So I think some of it was justified, but I also think that Kane really should step up and, at least acknowledge that some of it might be a little bit of a scam, because people are kind of going into this unknowing.
Because he's not promoting this year at all. Like, what is that? I mean, that's weird. So, I mean, I think that he knows something's up, but look, at the end of the day, people need money, so people are willing to do weird things. for money, and
Well,
especially
people
if
joined this competition thinking they were going to win this grand prize because they were so talented and stuff, coming in broke. And it's like you end up coming out, your family's, just a little drier. It's not going to work out in your favor. People thinking that like, oh well, I'm going to use this money to buy a car. I'm going to buy this money for, my medical expenses.
and
It's
mother
not based on
surgeries
talent.
and stuff. It's not. I was telling JD and while I was talking, I'm on here, and I said to win this competition, $6,000 to $8,000 is probably the amount. That's the amount to buy to win for this
Like I
competition.
was voting for Jaden. I was really hoping he would at least make the finals.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
like,
voting for it too. Yeah,
yeah, he definitely had my support. Everybody that I was voting for along the way that I thought had a good chance of the finals are being blown off by people with one picture, no picture, nothing horror content related. And it's definitely I mean, if you're a horror enthusiast and you want to be the face of horror, aren't you gonna at least, wear a horror t-shirt, like do something like show that you're a horror
I
fan?
agree.
Like,
And I'm
and
gonna
it's none of that.
and Jennifer, watch this. I'm gonna make a prediction, okay? And by the way, I'm not working with Faces Horror. I
Hey,
don't know
is it the
anything about.
picture I sent you that you're gonna make a prediction?
I'm gonna make a prediction on who the winner of the Face of Horror competition is going to be right now, and
I think Angie.
I'm gonna tell
But
you who it is. I can't think of a name, but she only got one picture. Um, she has short hair. Hold on, what is her name? Where is it? The winner of the Face of Horror competition
is
is
it
her
the
name.
I put the horror and horror fanatic?
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. Just hold a second.
Because you can know what guess what kind of page they belong to.
Okay, it's gonna be either Angie or Eric. Angie or Eric are gonna be the ones who take. Listen, I'm putting this out there right now. I'm not
Because they
psychic
had
or
the less photos.
I'm not psychic or anything. Angie or Eric will be the winner of the Face of Horror contest. Prove me wrong. They're gonna win.
I sent you
And
that picture, so I'm totally agreeing.
yes, 100%. That is going to be the winner, and that's going to prove that this competition is a fucking scam.
Yeah. It's like, even like if you're a horror fanatic and you want to, like Jaden said, inspire people to join this contest, or people are seeing this stuff, oh, this is easy to win, or
Mm-hmm.
it's really giving the false impression, like, by like people who are just joining this contest. Like I said, I was telling my daughter, I'm like, well, I could definitely take better pictures than this lady, like, no offense to Whiskey Tango, but it doesn't look bit like it's very challenging when you join the contest.
It does, but
It
it's not
doesn't
about
look
that.
like it's money based.
It's not about that. But the lady who's in first place right now actually reached out to me. She's going to be on my show on Saturday for an interview. She just joined that group. And I was like, ugh, she joined that group before I put that video up. And I was like, she is not going to win now.
Yeah.
She literally joined that Facebook group. And I was like, oh shit, she's not going to win now. She's not.
You know what? And I just voted for her, and it's 2 for 1 day, and it has like, well, buy like 200
I know.
votes for $100, buy 1,000 votes for $500. Like, so it's really like, well, do you want this person to win? Well, it's all like, well, spend so much money. You don't know how many votes or anybody's ahead of you.
You don't. There's no counter. There's no barrier. There's no parameter saying, okay, this person's 100 votes ahead of you or anything. There's nothing. It's like, how do you know where these numbers even come up from? Like, what is
Yeah.
it based
Well,
off
I
of?
wrote Face of Horror. I was like, look, I'm like, I want to move on to the next round. How many votes do I need? And I always got a representative was going to come back to me and hit me up shortly. The only person that hit me up were bots. So that's, ugh.
I
And
actually, I actually emailed the individual who actually runs this competition, runs this competition, owns the competition, and I got a bot that he emailed me back. I was like, this is not you. Stop it.
oh my God. I know when you were talking about Rob, I know you brought up Rob and Michelle, but
Yes.
I remember one of the things you said was somebody's like, "Where's Rob Bosman? Where's the admit?" Because they were bitching about bots and everything, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, "It's not a real person, dude." Like, and he just like kind of came back at you or something, and you're like, "No, man, I'm not saying anything negative or anything. It's just
I'm like,
he's not
it's
a
not a
real
real person,
person.
it's a bot. But also too, and you know, to say anytime you say something bad about anything to those people in the face of hard group, they jump back on you like you cannot say anything it's like I say it, it's like a fucking cult. You cannot say anything bad. I'm talking about the true believers. They could have been kicked out long time ago, done wasted $10,000 of their money. They're like true believers, and next year when the competition comes back around, they'll put another $10,000 in it, and it's
There's people like
sad.
proving people wrong, no, and you know that. Nothing
That's
makes
true.
people happier than proving people wrong. So it's like, well, guys, if you want to go through more money and being scammed next year, it's like, knock yourselves out. But I mean, I really should have looked for a YouTube thing, Face a Horror Scam, because when I was like researching about the contest, I was thinking about like what the facts were about this thing. There was nothing really up about it being a scam yet per se, and except for the YouTube, which very informative. And it's just people that are, oh well, no, dude, you can't. You're like, unless you a lot, and like I think that one girl had the fans only page. Unless you have a lot of people following you with a lot of extra money to blow, the odds are very much against you for winning this contest.
I agree. And did you see the comment that I made that I put in that last video where there was a woman saying that this is a pay. This is the only way you can win this is pay. And Rochelle's response was, no, you can. You can win this absolutely free if you try and you build your connection and blah 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 blah. And if someone said, Rochelle, be real, like you are not going to win this competition with free votes. Like, and that's when like the wheels went off my head. I was like, yo, this chick is with them.
Yeah, because my free votes didn't really mean much as
Free
shit.
votes don't do shit. Free votes might get you around out of that little initial first round thing, whatever that little top 50 or
Top
whatever it
20,
is,
yeah.
top 20, it might get you to that point. But once you start getting into that top 10, that top five, and God forbid you get to the quarterfinals or anything after that, you are tossing out thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I definitely. I know took like $600-700 of my family's money to be like, you know what, I'm tapping out. I can't,
Yeah. I think I
because my
got
free
to
votes obviously weren't doing nothing. So it
the
was
free
just,
votes don't get you nowhere. I mean, you could get thousands of free votes, but I don't think they even register the free votes after a certain point. I think they only, and I could be proven wrong, I could be wrong, but I think they only
they
register
won't
the
let
pay
you. They won't
votes.
let you be like, hey, you know what? There's no voting system where, okay, you need so many free votes and so many scare votes. You need there's nothing to tell you where you're at vote wise in the
Mhm.
competition. So like that should tell people enough. Like,
There should be something. I mean, there should be something. Like, yeah, I mean, I've said this in many videos. Like, there should be a number. Like, you're at 1,000 votes. You're in first place. You're at 1,000 votes, and the person behind you said 800 votes. I mean, that's a fair competition. That's legit. That's everybody is. I don't know. It just hey, okay. This person had 1,000 votes. I need 300 votes to beat them. Let me go ahead, rob my grandmother for $300. Not literally, but you know what I mean.
yeah, no. So people were though. People are like even they said like tapping out their girlfriends or boyfriends because they thought they had a chance like in this competition, like asking their nobody really knows the facts before getting into this. And I think people that were talking negatively about you saying anything about this contest and about Kane, they haven't experienced it to know, why is this guy so upset about this contest? Well, because, it is a deceptive piece of shit scam contest. And this is the fact so far.
Yep, and it takes advantage on horror fans. It takes advantage of horror fans.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
a
I
horror
don't
fan.
have money to spend on half of this shit where it'd be like, hey, buy a couple extra votes. I was given like after week 3 and 4 where people are like, didn't I already like, give you money for that? And I'm like, well, here, mom, put extra, votes on my thing. I would never do something like that if I didn't think I have a chance. And I
Yeah,
don't think a lot of the other people would either, but it's the deceptive emails and the text messages you're getting from the contest, egging you on, telling you you're doing so well.
Yep.
No, you're like, oh, I think the one I shared on my page, you might have seen it. You made it to the finals like a chainsaw wielding maniac or whatever like that.
Yes.
And yeah, just the things that they say, it kind of lightens you up. It eggs you on to think that, oh, okay, I'm doing this good. Well, they're sending that shit out to the other thousands of people that are in the contest too.
Everyone. Yeah, everybody getting the same exact message. And like, I ran into numerous people who like complained about something about people cheating and so forth, and everybody gets the same generic message back. Well, listen, that's something we'll look into, but keep on pushing along and keep on voting. You'll be fine. Like, it's it's sad. And if you look at all of the other contests, it's literally the same format with different people and different pictures. It's literally the same format. Oh, but this is the thing that I wanted to say in my last video. I'm going to say it now.
Yeah.
This is the other thing that they're fucking doing too. Do you remember I was saying about the bots?
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're taking people's profiles from other contests, let's say the contest before this one, and they're rolling them over without the person aware into Face of Horror competition, and they're fucking bots. So
I had heard that.
they're fake fucking profiles. So there's a lot of
sign
people
over permission to use for them to use our photos.
Our photos and our profile pictures. So they're rolling these over to make all these fucking fake accounts. And that's what Angie and fucking Eric are. They are definitely fake accounts. I don't care what anybody says. Those are fake fucking accounts. And you agree with me, those are fake as shit.
They're sketchy. They're not like, and I sent you the picture. I'm like, yo, check out this one.
Angie literally has two pictures. It's the same fucking picture two times. Who the fuck does that?
Not a horror fanatic or somebody that I would think would be a face of horror.
Something a bot would do. But prove me wrong, Angie or Eric, one of them, it might be both of them. No, I'm joking. But one of them is going to win. Is going to be the new face of horror. And they're definitely Jim's brother or cousin or boyfriend or girlfriend or something.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it because this is like new territory. Some of the stuff that I'm seeing, like, you know, the deception with, you know, even the last group, because they said like go to Final 14. There were 54 groups in the last. Know. So how did they get 14 people? It was supposed to be all the top ones going forward.
Because they got rid of the bots.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Eric or Angie is going to win this competition. Watch. I'm not even psychic. You and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
Watch.
And Eric, they keep like they're up and down too. Like they're always the ones too that are kind of like in the top 4 or top 5.
They stay right there, right?
Yeah.
Because there was a chick that looked like a porn star at first. She was like number 1.
Michelle.
I think that's
Michelle.
The porn star chick.
I'm gonna be good, but yeah.
she was number 1 at first, and then she dropped down. But watch, I think just 2 days left, 2 or 3 days left, something like that. Watch you see Angie and Eric start creeping up slowly to that first and second spot. One of them is going to make a move so fucking quick, and I don't care what the other 2 chicks who are in first and second right now, I don't care how much money they're going to put in, they're not going to knock them out in first place. And it's going to be done.
And then even people that are spending money on votes are like, okay, is it going to be 100? Is it going to be 1,000? Is it going to be 2,000? They could put this money in and it doesn't show like where you're at. It doesn't move you up necessarily. It's just a scam competition through and through.
Can you imagine how sick you would be if you dropped $10,000 in this contest and lost?
Oh God, I'm just kind of glad that I saw what I did because I was already like down a couple $100, and it was.
Because somebody is definitely dropping somewhere between $8,000 to $10,000 in this competition, and they might not win.
I know that the one girl that was in the group, I'm not going to mention her name, she had mentioned that she had already dropped thousands of dollars, and she was kind of, she's tapping out. She's, can't put any more money in. And that's sad because you could see there's a lot of really hopeful people that join this, people that do have stuff to offer, and they're being pushed over by people that it's it. I don't even know how they could call themselves the face of horror, let alone a horror fanatic, horror enthusiast. And that was a couple of the arguments in the group. Oh, well, you only need to be a horror enthusiast to join. How are you even enthusiastic?
It's called a face of horror, and I've seen that argument so many times, and admin love saying that too. You guys don't forget it's not all about horror fans who it's called a
Like,
face of
at least be
horror.
wearing a freaking horror movie T-shirt. Like, be sitting next to a freaking Halloween decoration, something. Like,
Like my picture I remember last year was me sitting with Kane Hodder. Like that was my picture I had with me with all the different horror actors I met throughout the years. And that was my pictures. I was saying, hey, look, I'm a horror fan. Like, and I'm telling you, I saw pictures of people, majority women, unfortunately, um,
yeah,
who like it wasn't nothing horror. I mean, the only thing was horror was look at my titties, look at my ass. I mean, and that's literally what it was.
they do. They look like Maxim covers with a freaking Jason mask on, or just like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean, they were getting votes. I mean, they were beating me. I mean, so I can't. I mean, they were doing something right.
You know who is doing something right in this contest? They don't let you know. It's ill informed. They just kind of send you these bullshit texts and these bullshit messages saying that you're doing good.
I lost 4 friends this competition because I told them they were in a competition. I told them that they were a fucking scam. It was a fucking scam. I sent them my videos, and they blocked me on fucking Facebook. 4.
Because it does, it accepts you. And even I was kind of, I never really admitted to my friends. They're just like, well, I saw you finished in third place. And I don't want to be like, yeah, like it's kind of a 2 month long, like money grab.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
want to say that. You
You don't
don't.
say that because, especially if they put money into it too, you definitely don't want to say that. Yeah.
Well, usually a lot of stuff like, yeah, we're a little bit older. We know better. We know
Hmm.
not to usually get involved with this stuff, but I was really helpful. I was thinking of what I'm like, oh, like, what am I going to write in my Rue Morgue magazine article? Like, you,
But you can see now how people get scammed in this country. Like, I understand now too. I got scammed, and I roughly walked into the fucking scam. Like, you can see how all you guys do is give people hope of something that they're interested in and want. You see how people join cults. You know what I mean? Like, I mean that Facebook group, it's like some cult followers because I don't care what you tell them, they're going to follow their cult leader, and this is real, this is legit. Let's keep pushing, let's go. We're all, like I said in the video, we're all together. It's this weird cult mentality. And like if you say anything outside of what,
outside of the box, you're kind
yeah,
of,
outside the box or what Daddy Jim tells them, um you're kicked out, you're silenced, you're suspended, you're being negative. And we're adults. I mean, I can understand if this was kids or something, but we're grown ass fucking people, and and this is how we get scammed.
yeah, I agree. I
This is
agree.
how.
Cause I went into it too. And even my mom, she was telling my uncle, because she's like, oh, she like my nickname, like she run a horror contest, and it's like, well, actually, she's doing really good, like, because all you really
Mhm.
see is the place that you're in, and you don't really see that. Okay, well, I'm in like 15 to 2,500 different groups of other people
I didn't
that
know
were in
that
first and second place, and
when
that's
I
when
was
I
in
started
contest. I didn't
noticing
know that.
actually these horror groups I was in, other people were in second place, other people, and it's like, well, how many different groups are actually in this fucking contest? Like, and you're like,
It's like they can't be fucking. You be sitting there counting like. I just counted 500 people said they're in first place, and I'm in first place. How is this fucking possible? Like, because they, especially the first year, they didn't disclose any of this shit. Like,
yeah,
I got this email saying that you have been selected. And when you use the word selected, that means it's a chosen few.
honor, yeah,
Yes, you're thinking it's a chosen few. You're of one of 50 people, maybe, right? And you have no idea that anybody request a fucking Facebook and sign up for this contest. Could be in this contest. You literally just got to have a Facebook. But they send you an email saying that you have been selected. I have a friend, I'm not gonna say her name, but she said, I remember this is before this Face of Horror contest. It was a Maxim magazine contest. And she put down, I have been chosen, I have been selected to be in the Maxim Cover Girl magazine. And I was like, thinking to myself, like, huh? Because this woman did not look like she could be in any Maxim magazine. I mean, this isn't being nice. I mean, and I was like, huh? So what is the barometer? You know what I mean? I'm like, what is the barometer? Because I've read Maxim before, and like no woman in Maxim looked like you. You know, not saying that bad looking woman is, but there's a look. You know,
People are in denial because they really lead you on to believe these things, that you're doing well, that you have a chance, that, like I said, I was thinking about what I was going to say, because I'm getting all these encouraging like text messages and emails. I mean, having my family like put in money for votes and stuff, and I wouldn't have done that if I had thought, like I said, it's just a con. It's like a 2-month long con that you have to pay to be in.
and it goes on way too long too. It goes on way too long.
And I could see if it was a month, maybe with paid votes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a different story. But it's over 2 months long, where you're basically picked off,
And stress
And
the
like
fuck
you said,
out.
I thought Angie too, or it's I thought so too. I'm definitely going to be one of those.
It's gonna be Angie or Eric. It's gonna be one of the two.
Somebody that doesn't have a lot of exposure, somebody they can't look up. Yeah.
Hold on a second. I'm just gonna look one more time.
I think the last time I saw it was Bailey that was in first place, but it has been like,
Yeah, Bailey is the one who I was talking to. She actually messaged me out of Blue Sim and FernQuest after seeing my videos, and we were talking. So Nail's in first place right now. Bailey is dropped down to second place. Eric has bumped himself up to third place, and Angie's in fourth place.
I'm not even surprised.
And my
But
stripper
they gotta
girlfriend,
do that shit slowly too.
And my stripper girlfriend is all the way down towards. I mean, even this guy Gregory. I mean, he has one picture. I mean, I don't think he's in 13th place. He has one picture. I don't think he's gonna bump up. If he bumped up and won this shit, I know it's fucking scam too. But it's a scam too. But mark my words, Eric or Angie, one of those two is gonna make a. It's gonna be a drastic jump, and it's gonna be in the last couple minutes. It's gonna be in the last couple minutes, and it's gonna be untouchable. Like, I don't care how much money you put into it, you're not going to beat them.
And like one of those two went in. Like, I mean, other people that are gonna like for next year. Oh, look at who won! Like, I'm definitely more talented or more creative than that person.
And the scam just keeps on going and going, and eventually, I'm gonna tell you when people are gonna wake up. CNN or somebody or Fox is gonna do a fucking a news story about how all these competitions are a fucking scam, and then all of the idiots who were naysayers were like, "Oh, I already knew that was a scam," and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, I was psyched because I saw Kane Hodder. That was one of my childhood actors. I was like, no way, man. Like, and that's another thing, man.
It was the walk and roll. I'm telling you, it's the walk and roll on. It was a walk and roll on a movie that interests me more than anything, and like. Yeah. That really fucking got me. I was like, that's like one of my fucking goals. It's one of my dreams. I interview filmmakers all the time. I was like, hey, if you had a walk and roll, let me go in. No one's ever offered me a fucking walk and roll.
Hey, me too.
Guys, come on. I'm interviewing you. Give me one walk and roll. That's all. I just want to be a victim. Just head cut off. Now, yeah. All right. But,
well, like, even like, yeah, if we're on, because that was my thing too. I'm like, that was one of my dreams. I've, watching horror movies all my life. I always wanted to be in a horror movie. I just thought that would be the coolest thing to do. And I think a lot of these horror enthusiasts, man, they see this contest. And you know what? The messed up part is Whiskey Tango never even got that opportunity.
She never got the opportunity. Like, and I said that, and I did that video, and then I think you sent me that Instagram. Someone sent me that Instagram post. When somebody asked him, "Hey, Whiskey Tango, did you ever get that movie?" And she said no. And like
Yeah.
I was really waiting for on that, and unfortunately, it never happened.
I
And it
think
was
that
like
was on the Facebook group.
it was a
Somebody.
Facebook group, so somebody, yeah. But I was like, see, like if anybody didn't believe me at that point about anything I ever fucking said in my videos, that would have been the proof.
Face of Horror. This is this is Whiskey Tango, the winner of Face of Horror. She's gonna be nothing. Like no exposure, nobody's
Nothing.
getting what they promised, price per se.
They post a picture of her on their front page wearing a bad wig and some sunglasses with some granny jeans on and an axe, and they're like, "This is Whiskey Tango." That could be anybody. Do you know how pissed off I would have been if I won and they said, "Hey, motherfucker, put this wig and sunglasses on and a cowboy hat." I'm like, "What? I'm not doing that." Nobody would know this is me.
Yeah.
They got her disguised so that you can't even tell if it's even who it is. It could be anybody. Excuse me.
I agree though.
Like,
I agree.
it's
How
like
do you even
all
know
covered
that's
up
her?
like it could be anybody. That's weird. And that's what they would told me. Put this fucking wig and these sunglasses and cowboy hat on so no one can know who you are. That's weird.
Yeah, you'd be like, I ain't putting that. You put that cowboy hat on.
I'm like, motherfucker, I want this because I want a picture in Roadmore so people can see my fucking face. Like, you gonna come
Yeah.
and put these big stupid sunglasses on and this fucking wig on my head?
And they look terrible too. Like,
It looks awful. Because she's a bigger gal. You know what I mean? She's a bigger gal, and they put her in this little tight thing and this and that. It just didn't look flattering on her at all.
no, they
Nothing
could
about
have
it.
did something with makeup wise. They could have made that a really good
She
spread.
looked like Mimi from Drew Carey. Like the makeup was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
It was. The makeup was so bad. I'm looking like, and this was a $15,000 photographer?
No. It doesn't even look like that. It was like 500. I know amateur photographers that do better work than that.
I know photographers would do the better one for like $200, to be honest.
No.
I mean, it was only 3 pictures.
That's it?
That's what they posted was 3 pictures. It might have been a couple more, but I only saw the 3. I saw the one with him holding her by the neck, and I saw her with one with her standing what's called with an axe, and there was another one with her, the Buffalo Bill guy. By the way, I'm about to hit that motherfucker next, in my next video, because he's a little scammer too. But it's her with the Buffalo Bill guy and Kane. Yeah, that's the only pictures I saw.
Buffalo Bill, that was that was the house, right?
Yeah, the house, the guy who owns the house. He's in like some pajamas or something in the picture.
Oh God. Yeah. I only really saw what do you call it? Kane and whiskey, and then I didn't know who that was, but
Yeah, that's the guy that owns Buffalo Bill. I listen. If you go to Monster Mania convention in New Jersey, Baltimore, Pennsylvania,
well, I love him. Yeah.
you know who this fucking guy is because he's the motherfucker who's walking around. He hands you these little fucking handouts all the time. He sits there, "Hey guys, you come to the Buffalo Bill House. We're gonna come to Buffalo Bill House," and most people are like, "Nah, I'm good," or take it and throw it in the fucking trash. That's him. So like, people are surprised that he's a part of a scam taking money. Like, no one's staying at number one, it's overpriced. It is expensive as shit to stay at that Buffalo Bill House. It's overpriced. It really is. No one even know it even exists. So they probably gave him $100,000 too.
Yeah.
It's probably more he's making the whole entire year, to be honest. Excuse me. All right, Jennifer. So how can everyone find you? Because I'm over here dying from this cold.
Oh, okay. Well, I have an Instagram where I'm actually with not a picture of me and Kane Hodder, but there's a Jason picture, and on Facebook, Jenny Cheech. But yeah, probably if anybody wanted to hit me up for my movie role or for take better pictures in room work. No, I'm kidding. But like I said, that was one of my things. I was like, man, I could do awesome makeup work if.
I know. Listen, any filmmakers, you want someone to give it a try, if you need a victim for your movie, hit up my girl Jennifer.
I
Jennifer,
would love to, man. But hey,
me too.
Travis, like I'm waiting to see your next video. Hey, and thank you for letting everybody be more informed about this going on, because I think the people that are kind of talking against you are just in denial
They
about the whole
are.
thing.
There. And listen, everybody who watches this video, please share these videos, because like I feel like they need to get out. I feel like everybody needs to see this, so that that person who may not be in the competition this year but wants to be in next year, they see that video this year and they're like, nah, I'm not doing that shit. So
At
like,
least you know what, dig into it, like look over some of the facts and specifics to the contest before you want to join. If you want to
exactly.
join after learning all this and like that it's scammy, knowing that she wasn't offered the movie role, she was in a rue morgue. If they all still want to join after that, then you can't really stop people from being stupid either. You know.
Yes, I 100% agree. Well, Jennifer, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on. I'll keep in touch.
Anytime. I will talk to you later, Travis. You have a good night. Take care of that cold.
Yes, yes. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming to the horror room, and thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. Take
Thank you.
care.
Bye bye. Have a good night.